Good afternoon, and welcome to this lecture of electronics, in which we were studying the semiconductors. We have almost completed PN junction diode and how it is connected in forward bias condition and reverse bias condition. We'll just briefly discuss that. So, in forward bias condition, the positive polarity is connected to P type and negative polarity is connected to N type, right? Then the depletion layer will go on decreasing, and if you increase the positive voltage, then the depletion layer will dissolve after say zero point 0.7 volt after the internal potential barrier, right? And the diode will start conducting, and the current flows from say the P type to the positive terminal to the negative terminal. This was forward bias, and the graph is shown in this first quadrant where voltage is taken on x-axis and current is taken on the y-axis. As you can see, the voltage when increased from 0 to certain voltage, it is zero current flowing through that, and after suddenly at say around say internal potential barrier, this is say around 0.7 volts. I guess it is written below, so it is around 0.7 volts. The the current starts increasing, keeping the voltage at constant. So current increases and the voltage remains constant, right? And this particular point at which the current starts increasing is known as the knee voltage. Okay, this was forward bias. And in reverse bias, what happens? In the reverse bias condition, when the negative terminal, like this, negative terminal is connected to the anode and positive terminal is connected to cathode, then what happens? Then the positive holes, right? So positive holes are being attracted towards the negative potential. Similarly, the negative electrons are going to be attracted towards the positive potential of the battery, and due to that, the depletion layer will go on increasing, right? So as it goes on increasing, uh, the current does not flow through that, but still a small minute current flows through it, which we call it as a leakage current. As you are able to see, this is that small difference where the current is flowing, and that particular current is due to the minority charge carriers, in which sorry, so minority charge carriers. So the small current flows, which is actually negligible, it is in the range of say microamperes. So it is negligible. But the diode does not conduct in reverse bias, because as you are able to see this, the increase of depletion layer will say stop the diode from conducting. Okay, so what happens during that situation? So that situation is particularly called as the avalanche breakdown. AVALANCHE, avalanche breakdown. I guess it is readable on the board which I am writing over there. So it is called as the avalanche breakdown. AVALANCHE breakdown. Right now, what is avalanche breakdown? When I say avalanche breakdown, so actually it is in the actually it is in say reverse bias condition. When a simple PN junction diode is connected in reverse bias, when a simple PN junction diode is connected in reverse bias means what we do? We connect the negative terminal of the battery to the anode and positive terminal of the battery to cathode, right? Then what happens? The depletion layer will go on increase. Okay, so the current does not flows in this position. So while biasing this voltage or power supply to PN junction diode in reverse bias, the current does not flow through it. Okay, so what happens inside? If you still further go on increasing the reverse voltage, say around at a very high voltage, that is around say the peak inverse voltage of a diode, what happens? The same fact I'm telling you about what is avalanche breakdown. So what happens at this situation when you go on increasing the voltage, say above peak inverse voltage of a diode, what happens? The neutral portion where we are having a neutral atom in the depletion layer, in that due to that potential voltage, some electrons may gain energy and they can come out from the covalent bond or they can break the covalent bond, right? So with this energy, when they come out, they collide with the other covalent bond electrons and they break those electrons. So what happens? One will be emitted and it collides with the second one. Then two electrons are out of that covalent bond, and these two are going to collide with the other two, and four electrons will come out of that, and due to that, this avalanche, this is called as avalanche multiplication, right? So 4 is to 16, 4 is to 8, 8 is to 16, 16 is to 32, and the depletion layer will be populated with many electrons within a fraction of a time. So there are many free electrons. So this type of a multiplication, this type of a increase of electrons in the depletion layer in reverse bias condition is called as avalanche multiplication, right? And after say some time, what happens when this goes on increasing, and the depletion layer is full of those electrons, then what happens? It suddenly breaks. The depletion layer breaks, and the maximum reverse current starts flowing through this, right? So this diode in the opposite direction, right? So the current is going to flow from, say, the positive terminal of the battery to the negative, or say the cathode to the anode. So this is called as the reverse current, and the diode is said to be in the breakdown condition, and that particular type of breakdown is called as avalanche breakdown. So I guess you have understood that. What happens in avalanche breakdown? So that there is a very big question on that. That what is the difference between avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown? So avalanche breakdown is particularly happens in the simple PN junction diode, right? In the reverse bias condition. So when a simple diode, PN junction diode, is connected in reverse bias, that means negative terminal of the battery is connected to anode and positive terminal of the battery is connected to cathode. Then, then what happens? The holes are being attracted towards the negative potential. The electrons are being attracted towards the positive potential, and the depletion layer will go on increasing. Still, due to some minority charge carriers, right? I have told you what are minority charge carriers. So, due to some minority charge carriers, there is a small leakage current flowing through the PN junction diode, right? So, due to that, which is very negligible. So we avoid that current. That is in, say, in the range of microamperes, right? But if you still go on increasing the voltage, say around peak inverse voltage of say around 160 or 180 volts, right? So what happens? The depletion layer will go on increasing, but there is some strength over there, right? So some strength. When you pull something, the neutral particles, neutral atom inside that depletion layer will be pulled, and some electrons may break their covalent bonds and jump out of that covalent bond and may collide with the other covalent bond electrons, and due to that they will make free the other electrons also. And this type of multiplication, 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32, this type of multiplication of electrons in the depletion layer in reverse bias condition is called as the avalanche multiplication, right? And in some time itself, there are many free electrons inside that depletion layer. When this is overcrowded by these free electrons, then what happens? It suddenly breaks, right? So when it breaks, the reverse current starts flowing through that. So this is shown by this like this, a curve, right? So it is increasing slightly, right? So this is how it is being shown in the reverse bias condition, and at this point we call it as the breakdown voltage of the diode, or we call it as the avalanche breakdown, right? This was the basic concept of avalanche breakdown. So remember this: whenever say reverse bias is applied to a PN junction diode, then the depletion layer will increase and the avalanche breakdown will happen. And the avalanche breakdown is like this. It's not straight. It's not exact. So it is simply increasing, slowly increasing like this. So it is a steep. Okay. Now, so this was the avalanche breakdown. So remember this avalanche breakdown. Now the second one is, what is the effect of temperature on this avalanche breakdown? Now what happens if you increase the temperature of the Zener of the simple PN junction diode? If you increase that potential, if you increase the temperature of the surrounding, or if the temperature is increased of the PN junction diode, then what happens on this avalanche breakdown? So can you guess what happens on that? So as you can increase the temperature, automatically the electrons will also vibrate, will start vibrating. As you go on increasing the temperature, they will more vibrate, and what happens? Some electrons will make them free earlier before this voltage. So as you go on increasing, the avalanche breakdown will be uh, say will will happen early, right? So the effect of temperature is, as you increase the temperature, the avalanche breakdown will also increase, right? So this is the basic concept of that. So we have that topic, that what is the effect of avalanche breakdown. I guess you have understood these 2 points. The first one is the avalanche breakdown. In avalanche breakdown, what happens whenever we connect a PN junction diode in reverse bias condition, then there is a breakdown at a very high voltage, that is say around the peak inverse voltage, without damaging the diode, right? So after some, if you still increase the reverse voltage, what happens? The diode will be damaged or it will burn out, right? So we can't use the diode in reverse bias condition. Yeah, it does not operate in reverse bias condition. So we are going to operate this diode only in forward bias the condition. But still, if you increase the voltage, and after this breakdown happens, and if you still go on increasing the reverse voltage to a diode, what will happen? The diode will be damaged, or the diode will get damaged, right? So we are not going to operate this diode in reverse bias condition. So remember 2 points: in forward bias condition, the diode conducts, and in reverse bias condition, the diode does not conduct, right? So we are not going to give that much of voltage which is going to make it break down. So we will have a avalanche breakdown at a very high voltage. So we are not going to give it that voltage. Okay. So this was about the avalanche breakdown and the effect of temperature on avalanche breakdown. So as you go on increasing the temperature of a diode, the avalanche breakdown will also increase. Means the avalanche breakdown will happen early, as compared to the simple environmental conditions, right? So it will be happening early because the electrons will be gaining energy by using the temperature also. Okay, I guess you have understood this much. Any questions on this avalanche breakdown and say the effect of temperature on avalanche breakdown? If you have any questions, anybody can unmute and ask. Okay, so this is about the avalanche breakdown in which we have connected the battery in reverse bias condition, right? Now, what is Zener breakdown? What is Zener? So, Zener breakdown actually happens in a Zener diode. So, we call it as a Zener breakdown. So, there is a question asked every time in the university, that what is the difference between the avalanche breakdown and the Zener breakdown? Okay, so what is the difference between the avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown? Now, Zener breakdown is actually happens in a special type of diodes, right? So, yeah. So special type of diodes we are having, and this was first discovered by Sir Lawrence Zener, and that's why it is named in his name, that is Zener, right? So that is called as a Zener diode. Now, the basic difference between a simple PN junction diode and a Zener diode is a simple PN junction diode. The ratio of doping is 1:10. Oh, sorry, 1:100. I have told you. So we have to add the impurity in a p-type or n-type semiconductor in the ratio of 1:100. Means 100, the 100 number of pure silicon atoms and one impurity. So that is called as the impurity is added in 1:100 ratio, right? In a simple PN junction diode. Due to that, what happens? The depletion layer which is formed in between the PN junction diode is is a little bit bigger, and it is slightly loose. Okay, so the strength of that is not that much high. Okay, in the depletion layer. That's why avalanche breakdown happens. Whereas in a Zener diode, I will tell you all those things. So in a Zener diode, what happens? The ratio of doping is increased. Now the ratio of doping is 1:10, right? Means 10 atoms of silicon and one atom of a impurity. So when we talk about say p type, so we will be adding a trivalent impurity, 1:1 trivalent impurity to the 10 silicon atoms, pure silicon intrinsic semiconductor. So 1:10 is the ratio. So that is the mixing of impurity is called as doping. So the doping ratio is 1:10 in Zener diode. 1:10 means there are many free electrons as well as holes in a very small region. Now, what happens to the depletion layer? So, whenever we have this type of a ratio of 1:10, then what happens? The depletion layer, which is formed in between the p-n junction diode, is very, very small, right? And since it is very small, but the strength of that, there are the neutral particles which are to be expected in that particular small area is are very large, right? And due to that, what happens? We are having a very small depletion layer in a Zener diode, but the strength or the number of neutral particles are very large, right? So we'll be having small, but strength wise, it is very high. So it is having a good strength. Now, when we apply a reverse voltage to such type of a configuration, such type of a diode, then what happens? So this is the same structure. The symbol of a Zener diode is like this. We are having the same arrow like this. This is a simple Zener diode, and when we have this type of a two lines, then it becomes a Zener diode. So this is a simple, say, symbol of a Zener diode. So whenever we apply uh, reverse bias to a simple Zener diode, so what happens? The same concept will happen again. So what is that? The same concept is the holes are going to be attracted towards the negative polarity. The electrons are going to be attracted towards the positive polarity. Now remember this uh, depletion layer is small, but the strength is high, so you can't pull much. Okay, so what happens when you increase the voltage further? This due to that strength, what happens? They are being broken at a time, right? In avalanche breakdown, what was happening over there? It was multiplication. So 1:2, 2:100, 2:8, 2:4, 4:8, and 8:16, like this. But in this Zener breakdown, this due to the strength of that depletion layer, uh, the all the covalent bonds are broken at a time, at the simultaneous, and at a very small temperature. In simple avalanche breakdown, we have to give the peak inverse voltage say around 180 volts or so, right? But in Zener breakdown, at a very small voltage, say around say 5 volt or say around 8 volts, 3.3 volts, 2.7 volts, will be having a breakdown because these diodes are being specially designed to be used in the reverse bias condition only, right? So these Zener diodes are specially being prepared to use in reverse bias condition to have a small voltage breakdown or have a small reverse voltage breakdown, right? So they have a breakdown around say 2.7, 1.7, 3.7, 4.7, 5 volts, 6 volts, 6.2, 6.3, like this. So we'll be having a Zener diode which will be having a breakdown at a very low voltage, and such diodes are called as Zener diodes. Okay, right. Now, uh, what happens to this when we apply a reverse voltage to such type of a diode? Reverse voltage to such type of a diode due to the strength in the depletion layer and due to large number of neutral atoms in between that depletion layer, they are being pulled, and as soon as they are being pulled due to the small voltage, they are the covalent bonds of all the neutral particles break at a time, and there are many free electrons in fraction of a second. And if it is so, then what happens? As soon as we'll have a breakdown, so we will have a steep breakdown like this, right? So in avalanche breakdown, we were having the breakdown like this, simple, slow increase in the current. Whereas in Zener breakdown, we'll be having a sharp breakdown with the constant voltage, and the current increases rapidly. Okay, so this is the difference between the avalanche breakdown and Zener breakdown. Remember this, the ratio of doping is, here it is 1 is to 100, there it is 1 is to 10, right? Due to which the depletion layer in the simple PN junction diode is very big, and it is comparatively not having that much of strength. But in Zener diode, the depletion layer is very small, but it is having a big strength. That is, it is having many neutral particles in that particular small region. Okay, and when we apply a reverse voltage to such type of a diode, the depletion layer will go on increasing, but it won't increase much. But at a very small level, it will break. How it breaks? All the covalent bonds of the neutral particles, they make themselves free, or they are broken at a time. As soon as they are broken, there is a huge current flowing through the huge reverse current flowing through the diode, and that is how we call it as the reverse breakdown of a Zener diode. So that happens only in Zener diode. Now, when we apply a Zener diode in forward bias condition, it shows usual forward bias characteristics of a simple PN junction diode. Okay, so this is actually about the Zener diode, Zener breakdown, and the avalanche breakdown and effect of temperature on avalanche breakdown. So remember that what we have studied today. So we have studied the first point, what is avalanche breakdown. So avalanche breakdown is possibly happens only in PN junction diode. Okay, simple PN junction diode where we are applying reverse bias to this PN junction diode. Okay, reverse bias means when the polarity of a battery, when the negative polarity of a battery is connected to anode and positive terminal of the battery is connected to cathode, then we call it as the diode is said to be in reverse bias condition. Now, in this situation, what happens? Due to the attraction of positive holes towards the negative polarity and electrons towards the positive polarity, the depletion layer will increase, and there will be no current, theoretically, no current should flow through a simple PN junction diode or any of the diodes, because the diode does not conduct in reverse bias. But still, a very small, negligible reverse current leakage, reverse leakage current that flows through the diode, right? Which is very negligible. It is in the range of say microamperes. So, and if you go on increasing the reverse voltage, what happens in avalanche breakdown? What happens? There is, due to that increase in the voltage, increase in the potential difference between the reverse potential between the diode, some electrons break the covalent bond, they make themselves free, and they collide with the other covalent bonds and make the other electrons free. And due to this, we'll have a multiplication of electrons, and that particular multiplication is called as avalanche multiplication. And when we further increase the voltage, the reverse current starts flowing through the diode, right? A huge amount of reverse current starts to the flowing through the diode, and we call it as the avalanche breakdown has happened, or avalanche breakdown is there. So by graph, we are able to see the graph like this. So this is for the avalanche breakdown. This line is for the avalanche breakdown. Actually, we should experience this by doing the practical itself, but we are not going to give you this high voltage to for your use. So we are giving just 5 to 12 volts for your practical. So actually, this does not, we are not able to see this, but yes, we can see this in virtual background also. So this is the avalanche breakdown. And in Zener breakdown, what happens when a simple, when the ratio of doping is increased, means initially the doping concentration is 1 is to 100 in a simple PN junction diode. When this is increased to 1 is to 10, then the depletion layer will be very small, but the strength or the neutral particles inside the depletion layer will be very large, due to which whenever we apply the reverse voltage, there will be a breakdown at a very small voltage, right? Very low voltage, say around 2.7, 1.7, or say 3.7 likewise. So at a very low voltage, when we are having a reverse breakdown at a very low voltage, that particular effect is called as Zener breakdown, and the diodes that are being specially designed to that is called as are called as the Zener diodes, right? And this was first introduced by Sir Lawrence Zener, and therefore it has been named in his honor that it is a Zener diode. So this is a Zener diode. When we connect a Zener diode in a simple forward bias condition, we'll be having the same graph as we have seen in the simple PN junction diode, right? I guess you have understood. So we have done this, and whenever you increase the temperature of this diode when connected in reverse bias condition, the avalanche breakdown will happen earlier. So it will increase the avalanche breakdown, or it will increase the avalanche multiplication, because you are increasing indirectly the temperature. So I guess you have understood the whole concept of avalanche breakdown, Zener breakdown, and effect of temperature on avalanche breakdown than the what is the Zener diode, right? So Zener diode in forward bias condition appears to be same. You need to connect the positive terminal to P type and negative terminal to N type. So it will the Zener diode will be connected in forward bias condition. Simple. And the characteristics, VI characteristics of Zener diode will be same as this shown over here. The forward bias characteristics of a simple PN junction diode. But when we connect a Zener diode in reverse bias condition, then the diode will break at a very low voltage, but it will have a steep breakdown. So this is how it is steep, it is sharp. So now it has been broken over there with the constant voltage and sudden increase, sudden rise in the reverse current. I guess you have understood. If you have any questions, you can ask me now. Hello. I guess we have completed this topic now. Do you have any questions? Okay. So I guess you are not having any questions, which implies that this is complete. And thank you very much for joining. I will be uploading this video on YouTube also. So please go through my YouTube channel if you have any ideas on that. So I will be having a series of these lectures, so that all the lectures are being interconnected with each other. So please go through all the videos. And if you have any doubts in that, kindly don't forget to put a comment on that. If you feel like improvement, thank you if you comment on that. So I'll be trying to improve. Thank you very much for joining. I will be uploading more videos of electronics on my YouTube channel. So please go through my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, and share my videos. Thank you. Have a nice time. Good day. See you soon in the next lecture. Thank you for joining. Bye. By that time, stay home, stay safe, and take care. Good day. Uh, yeah. Bye. See you in the next class.